Hi book bloggers, I'm Cam Robinson of Cam Robinson Photography and Reading Transforms, and this is your book cover style guide quick look for 10 things Sloane hates about True. In 10 Things Sloane Hates About True, Sloane is forced to leave her beloved New York, her father, her brother, and her best friend and move to Austin, Texas with her mother as a result of the incident. She finds herself living next door to her mother's best friend and her troublemaker son True, whose reputation is not quite what had preceded him. I happen to love this book because it really lends itself to decorating your images based on the content of the story. But first, let's take a look at how to decorate your images based on the content of the cover. If you are basing your imagery off of the cover of this book, there's a lot of really great color tones that we can play up in your images. There are a lot of green tones and a lot of purple tones in this book cover, so those are the perfect colors to really make the book cover pop. There are also some red tones and some yellow tones, and that would make a great pop of color for you to add to your image. Now, the cover is a little complicated, so I would suggest keeping a simple background for this. If you're designing your book imagery based on the content of the story, there's a lot of really great elements which we can incorporate into your imagery. My personal favorite thing about this book is that Sloane is an artist and she gets to go to a fabulous art school, and so artwork would heavily influence my imagery of this book cover. We know that Sloane is not so well known for drawing her character Graphic Girl, and so a fabulous idea would be to put your tablet next to the book with some cells, maybe the beginnings of a graphic girl drawing on your tablet to represent her love of art. We also know that through the incident, there's a lot of red sheet plastic involved in the story, and so here I have an image that is red-based and does have some red plastic on it. While it may not be the sheet plastic, it is representative of the sheet plastic in the story. We also know that something very important to the story is the words "art saves lives," and so this is a great thing to incorporate into your image. We know that at their art school, True is a bit of a filmmaker, and so you can put a camera or a video camera or a video editing program onto your image to represent True's artistic abilities. You can also do things like add images from Sloane's desk. You can see that I've got a box in the corner because Sloane has yet to unpack from her move from New York. You can see that there's a computer there, as well as my editing tablet. Now in the story, Sloane actually searches for a mouse to use with her computer to help her draw better. But as an artist, I use my editing tablet, and so that is what I've got here. I would also add elements like headphones because we know Sloane likes to listen to music as she's drawing. And finally, I would add a cell phone in because she likes to call home and talk to her father, her brother, and her best friend that she left back in New York. Of course, we know that Sloane is not ready to be in Texas and wishes to go back to New York, and she's living out of her suitcases full of dark-colored clothing. So you can do things like combat boots and spiky earrings, stacks of bracelets, and a black knit beanie. Another clothing element you can add in is True's tie. We know he wears it properly to school, but when he gets home, he wraps it around his wrist almost like a bracelet. Food plays a big role in this story, and so it would be great to add some different food items to your imagery. We know that Sloane's mother reveals her talent for cooking when she makes a peach cobbler to take next door to her best friend's house for dinner. And when they arrive, True's first time seeing Sloane in his house is when she's downing a big glass of lemonade. We also know that by the end of dinner, Sloane and True can be found in the kitchen washing dishes together, so it might be a great idea to take your book and place it among clean dishes for your imagery. We also know that Sloane likes triple lattes, so if you happen to be going to a coffee shop soon, that would be a great element to add into your images. We also know that pancakes are a big deal to Sloane's mother, and she does her best to make Sloane feel comfortable in her new home by offering her pancakes. There are also two very important elements from Sloane's room that we can add into your images. We know that True likes to climb through her window, and so putting your book on a windowsill and taking a picture would be a great idea. We also know that somebody hid in a closet during one of the scenes in the book, and so putting your book in with your fabulous wardrobe would be an excellent way to show off this book's storyline. Whether you are basing your imagery off of the content of the cover or content of the story, make sure that you do your best to really show off the book cover. Use colors that make it pop, and don't add in elements that overwhelm the book cover. Remember, this is a very busy book cover, and you don't want to drown it in extra stuff piled on top of it. Make sure you aren't covering up the title or the author's name in your image. Whatever you do, use your image to inspire your fans to read the book. I'm KM Robinson of KM Robinson Photography and Reading Transforms. Stay inspired.